Mr. Decker, please read the title of 160659.
A resolution requesting the City Controller to conduct an audit of the Philadelphia Parking Authority's policies and procedures on the administration of it.
Folks, can I ask you to keep quiet, please? Thank you.
A resolution requesting the City Controller to conduct an audit of the Philadelphia Parking Authority's policies and procedures on the administration of its operations in the City of Philadelphia.
Chair recognizes Councilman Greenlee. First.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that resolution number 160659 be tabled.
Second, it's been moved and properly seconded that resolution 160659 be tabled. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
To be heard on it, Council President?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a motion on the floor. I can recognize you immediately after, sir. The rules say that without debate. So
without debate.
When it's a table, when a motion to table, but I will recognize you immediately after the vote. Okay.
Could I ask for a roll call vote?
I'm sorry.
There's a motion on the floor.
The motion is on the floor, so it's no debate on the motion.
Correct.
So, moved and properly second. All in favor of tabling resolution 160659? Aye. Those opposed?
Nay.
Nay. Ayes have it. Resolution 160659 is tabled. I will now recognize Councilman O.
Thank you very much, Council President. This resolution is quite benign. It simply is a resolution requesting the City Controller to conduct a performance audit of the Philadelphia Parking Authority, which has not been audited since 2009. Philadelphians read in the paper about the millions of dollars that are collected in our city and then fund projects all over our state. A lot of what we've done today, which is difficult, is the issue of whether pre-K shall be funded by a beverage tax or whether there's money in the budget. I believe there's money in the budget to fund this, but what I don't think we can dispute is that from the streets of Philadelphia, the parking fees that are collected in the hundreds of millions of dollars are not being distributed to the City of Philadelphia or the School District of Philadelphia, and that we should audit the Parking Authority. The Parking Authority collected between 2010 and 2015 $1.37 billion. Gave the city only $394 million. The question is, what happened to the remaining $980 million? In October 2013, the Philadelphia Parking Authority came before council to request an increase in fees and fines, stating that this would provide an additional $2 million per year for the Philadelphia Public Schools. Council approved that request, and the very next year, funding to the school district was cut by $3.5 million. The next year, the Philadelphia Parking Authority came before City Council to request a 50-cent per hour increase for parking meters in areas outside of Center City, such as Roxborough, Mayfair, Chestnut Hill, many areas that are challenged by high parking fees. The request was granted because, in particular, the testimony of the executive director was that this would generate $7.5 million for the public schools. Council approved this increase, and the school district then made a projection that year, the following year, it would receive $19.5 million from the Philadelphia Parking Authority. In fact, it received less than $11.1 million, and then in 2015, even though the revenues did increase by $5.7 million from 2014, the Parking Authority increased its operating and administrative expenses by $6.4 million. There's a question, $1 million in bonuses. Only an audit by the Controller's Office would be able to find out whether this is true or not. On March 23rd, the Philadelphia School District learned from an article in the Notebook that the Philadelphia Parking Authority would reduce payments to the school district in fiscal year 2017 by $3 million, and therefore it's only budgeted $8 million. The Philadelphia School District was not at the table when the city met with the Philadelphia Parking Authority to review its financial reports. It only was invited to table when this council body, through its joint committee, held hearings a couple weeks ago. For both the city and the school district, Philadelphia Parking Authority provides limited funds in comparison to what it collects. And it only gives the city and the schools what is left over after expenses and funding projects all over our state. It's important to know if the Philadelphia Parking Authority is running efficiently, if it's running effectively, and the last, because, well, we're here on a beverage tax, because we don't have a funding source that people are comfortable with. If they don't accept that there's money in the budget, they want more money. The parking authority was taken over by the state in 2001, the same year our school district was taken over by the state. And so the report of the controller looked at 7 categories. Center City garages, and its summary states, increases in administrative expenses significantly outpaces increases in operating revenues over the 6-year period. Airport parking operations, and it states, inconsistent approval protocol exists for the issuance of free parking passes to PPA personnel and the Division of Aviation. Salary costs, no consistency in preparing staff plans to demonstrate the need for all personnel currently employed. On-street parking operations, no documented policies and procedures for the determination of payment amounts due to the City and School District of Philadelphia. Profitability, the revenue bond activity significantly diminishes PPA's profitability. Interest on debt was 43.4% of a total expenses on average. The industry average is only 28%. New responsibilities. Management did not prepare revenue and expense projections beyond 1 year. And finally, contracted services. Management could not produce a comprehensive list of contracts, and it also stated that they do not have open bidding, which affects many of our minority and female-owned businesses in the city. I would like to say that if you look at the first page, page 1 of the handout that I provided, we received two different sets of data from the parking authority. Total expenses from the financial statement and total expenses provided to city council members. And you can see that over the 5-year period, there is a difference of $24 million. So we do not know what that was for. Council President, I think that we have raised sales tax, real estate tax, use and occupancy tax, cigarettes, and now we look at soda, real estate transfer tax, all upon the people of Philadelphia, when in fact the people's resources, the streets, the parking lots, are producing hundreds of millions of dollars that should be benefiting the people of this city and our schools. And I think it's incumbent that we continue to look at that source of revenues rather than burdening the people with more and more taxes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman. Hold please. Thank you, Councilman. Chair recognizes Councilwoman Gim.
I will be very brief, Council President. Thank you very much, and thank you to my colleague, Councilman O, who laid out very clearly the concerns that specifically address, in my interest, the funding for the School District of Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Parking Authority in 2014, as the councilman laid out, came and testified before this council that it would promise to increase $7.5 million to the school district in funds if we then increased on-street parking meter rates and kiosk fees. By that measure, they should be delivering between $18 to $20 million a year to the public schools. Next year, they are projected to deliver $8. The difference between $10 to $12 million is a cohort of full counselors throughout our district. It's about books and supplies in our schools. It's about children struggling to even get water access. We are going to hit a fiscal cliff in FY19 with the School District of Philadelphia, and to me it is important that we have exhausted all other options before we go back to our residents any further for additional taxes that we may have to come before them for. And at the end of the day, this resolution was fundamentally about an audit. I really look forward to working and hope I can work very closely with my colleagues on City Council during this summer to talk about what that can look like in a better way, and that as we revisit this in the fall, that we'll have come to a better place about what we want to do, because I think it's important that we are all in agreement about what we're looking for. But again, at the end of the day, this is about an audit. And if an agency is actively seeking not to have an audit, I think that is darn well a reason why they should be audited. Thank you very much.